I feel sorry for some of these girls who are just turning up week in, week out to defend, to defend like stupid errors.
I'm hearing that players are perhaps going out during the week and drinking and then turning up to training late. Welcome back to Code Sports Show and Go. Round 4 has been run and won in the NRLW, and Pam Whaley is here to take us through all the good, the bad and the ugly. Mostly good, right?
Mostly good.
Yeah.
Good morning, Lara. How are you?
But it's boring if it's all good, I think.
It is. I think there's some things we can
there's
talk about
big,
today.
Big moments to talk about,
Yes.
some poor form and some players that aren't playing as well to discuss. But as always, take us through, first of all, what stood out for you. What did you enjoy about the weekend?
I wanted to give a little shout out to Tess Staines. So she's night swinger from Wagga, like me. So we support all the Riverina girls out there. Scored an amazing try for the Knights.
Here we go. Venny Wells has broken free. She's got support, and it is the flyer in Staines. It's Staines v Church. The Church doesn't have the pace to mix it with the night swinger.
They're looking very good.
Yeah.
I think we were writing them off after round 1. Silly us, thinking that it might be a tough year, but they've got some incredible players. So clearly back on track, and a huge weekend coming up for them, hosting the first ever Magic Round, which we're going to talk about throughout the show. My favourite moment, really, it's not a highlight for either player because it was bloody awful to watch, but just showing how tough our competitors and our athletes are in Women's Rugby League. Seeing Jess Sergis and poor Andy Robinson collide face to face.
Finds an avenue again. Sergis chases. Oh, head clash.
It was tough watching, but to see them not only survive it, but then come back out. I spoke to Andy Robinson. She was more worried that her nose might look like Blake Ferguson after what happened. But let's get stuck into what happened across the weekend. And for the poor old Canberra Raiders, the start to the season, well, it continues to go from bad to worse. Their 4th consecutive loss, 26-0 to the Cowboys. Let's have a listen, Pam, to what the coach had to say after it.
I feel sorry for some of these girls who are just turning up week in, week out to defend, to defend like stupid errors and mistakes that, just zap so much energy out of you. So, one positive, I suppose, is that like players like this keep turning up and putting a body on the line each week. And then there's some that aren't turning up. And to be honest, they're just happy to be here, which I'm over it.
So Darren Borthwick, North Queensland, got the better of them, and he didn't hold back.
I mean, they've missed something like 163 tackles. We spoke about it last week, but there was, I think, another 40 missed tackles against the Cowboys. Have leaked in, I think it's 164 points as well. So something has to change. Like, something's not working, so something has to change.
Well, I feel like I looked at the performance and thought, they went with them for the first half and then it all fell away in the second half. So naturally then started looking at the team. They have a very inexperienced spine at the moment, and having lost RP Nichols, they didn't have Zahara Temera out there on the weekend, and we know that Ash Quinlan's gone. So in terms of those really key positions, they're missing some talent when you compare them to the top teams in the competition. But of course, they're not competing. I'm hearing that players are perhaps going out during the week and drinking and then turning up to training late, and that there's not been any accountability for that because the same team is essentially still being rolled out.
Maybe that's what he's flagging too, that this is where the buck has to stop. But we've kind of seen it happen at North Queensland as well, with Ricky Henry dropping Kira Dibb and then him speaking about how he just kind of is sending a message to the rest of the playing group.
I mean, every game's going to be big, and it's hard to see at the moment for poor Raiders fans how they're going to get a win this year. And their prize is they get to play Newcastle in Magic Round. In Newcastle. Okay, and as we know, and we will talk about shortly, they are going great guns right now. Now, you mentioned it. Sometimes coaches do have to make tough calls. So Ricky Henry, Kira Dibb wasn't in the team last week. They've won now back-to-back games. The tough thing for her is there was no BMD game on the weekend. So there's nowhere for her to go prove herself, to put her head down and work. We assumed that that's what she'd be able to do. It's going to be hard to see her getting back in the team right now.
That's it. And she didn't play the week before for whatever reason in BMD as well. So that is what she needs to be doing at the moment.
All right, Southwell on its way, on its way. Oh, yes, what a kick.
Let's talk about Jesse Southwell because to kick 20 goals in a row, that's something special in the NRLW.
Yeah, well, I feel like it was not that long ago where we were kind of, conversions were not the strong point of the game, and we were seeing like girls couldn't, like the kicks weren't making even near the goal post, you know, and now we have Jesse Southwell kicking 20 in a row. It does raise a really good question. Like, she had such a really good series for New South Wales during the Origin series as well. As the season ticks on, if she's going to keep up this kind of form, does she get that Jillaroos jersey that she hasn't quite got yet? This will be a big decision for Jess Skinner, the new Jillaroos coach, to make towards the end of the year, is whether or not, you know, we've seen Tara Nakin, she hasn't played yet. She's still recovering from that shoulder surgery. When she does come back, I'm not too sure when she...
I think she's going to play this week. She's
this
come
week?
back from the Magic Round. Yeah.
Well, that would be awesome. But whether or not there's a decision to be made around there, we know Ali obviously plays there as well, Ali Brigginshaw. Could she perhaps move? She's played lock before for Queensland. Is there something that could...
I don't know how you get Olivia Koenig where you put
No,
her.
I know, yeah, exactly. But Olivia Koenig is
No, but I think
unreal.
what needs to be probably put out there is the fact that there needs to be a succession plan for Ali
There's gotta be.
Brigginshaw, and
Yeah.
she's cannot be denied that she's one of the greatest to ever play women's rugby league, and she has not done anything not to be considered in the rep arena again.
Yeah.
But Jessie's the heir apparent, right? Like,
Yeah.
she's, as long as she keeps playing the way she is right now,
Yeah.
and there's got to be that, you know, transition for her to eventually move into that, whether it's at the end of the year for Pac Champs or whether it's for the World Cup. I find it blows my mind that Jesse Southwell's off contract at the moment.
Yes, so
this
another
is
big opportunity for
I mean,
rival
you'd
clubs,
imagine,
if you're listening.
Yeah, Newcastle would be,
Yeah.
I'm sure, doing their best to keep her.
Yeah.
But Jessie's ambitious.
Yeah.
She wants to keep winning premierships. Not to say she can't do that in Newcastle, but we've seen some big names leaving, including her sister, Hannah, and Tamika went back to Brisbane. So the world is her oyster, right? Like, Jessie can go, pretty much she should look at every option.
Absolutely, she should. And I have no doubt that even Rugby Australia would be wanting to get her back too. So she's got some big calls to make.
Well, the Bulldogs, they got a bit of a reality check on the weekend up against the powerhouse premiers, the Roosters, 42-22. Who is going to stop them, Pam?
It's hard to imagine a team stopping them, isn't it? I mean, they've played the Broncos. Obviously, that was an amazing game. They still have not played the Sharks. They haven't played the Knights yet. There's a couple of big games yet to come, but they are absolutely on fire. That's a team that has so much power through the middle, and then the change of, you know, Olivia Koenig starting at lock every week and her ball playing ability, you know, it's just been amazing to watch her progression. And then Isabel Kelly just is, I think, you know, streaks ahead at the moment in terms of where she's at with her football ability, leading the
Dally M. Yeah, 3 clear at the moment of the next best behind her. And the Roosters, just looking really hard to beat. I think the Broncos will be spending every minute of every day just looking forward to hopefully meeting them in the finals and making up for what happened earlier in the season. Now, speaking of the Broncos, they had a great win over St George Illawarra, but I don't think the Dragons could probably ask for more. They really stuck it to them early in the game. They just couldn't sustain it, and there was a bit of a turning point in this game where Tegan Berry got sent to the sin bin and now has to pay the price. Yeah,
so we've just got the charge sheet come through, so she's going to miss 2 games if she takes an early guilty plea. So it was a grade 3 dangerous contact charge for that tackle on Kerry Johnson. So she kind of slid in with her knees. Kerry looked to be in a lot of pain. So she was in the process of scoring a try. She looked to be in a lot of pain, kind of sucked it up and played on. It will be a huge loss for the Dragons. So this week in Magic Round they play the Eels. They'll also be without Casey Ray as well. So she copped a pretty bad head knock, a Category 1 HIA during that game as well. So she will have the 11-day compulsory stand down. So potentially, you know, if they take
fullback.
No fullback, no halfback.
2 games. 2 games. What do you think? Because that's again, it's.
I think that's fair. I think you can really hurt somebody doing that. I think she knows better than that. I think it was a fair sin bin. And you can really, I mean, you can rupture someone's spleen or kidney or whatever, and you can really hurt them. So I think that's pretty fair.
Okay.
Yeah, don't do it again.
Our first ever Magic Round though, Pam, that's what we're going to be talking about next week. We're going to have the post-mortem on it. But for you, like, it's pretty exciting for the girls to all be in one town. There'll be a hell of a lot of hotel rooms needing to be booked on Friday night. The girls will probably play and then get out, but this is your opportunity. Talk to the fans at home, Pam, about why they need to get out there. What have they got to look forward to?
Well, plenty, obviously. The best women's rugby league players in the world, but also I think this is it's a good option for families as well, just because of the way that they've priced it. So I think for a general admission ticket, it's like $30 for both days.
Yeah, right.
So it's actually really good, even if you want to just go to one day or you want to see one of the games.
For families?
No, for
an individual. Sure, okay, sure.
So it's just well priced.
Yeah.
But yeah, so look, hopefully they get out and they support it.
I'm going to maybe put this out early, and I've just thought of it. It works really well in Queensland.
Yeah.
I've been to every one up there, obviously the men's, and totally Workwear Stadium. It's not a big stadium, but it always provides a great atmosphere for the girls.
Next year, you're saying?
I don't know, but Queensland and rugby league, like, people just get behind it. I know Newcastle fans are really supportive, but it's a buy for the NRL up there.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm aware, not a lot of talk about it up there at the moment. You really need to be on the ground and selling tickets and getting the community, because people aren't flying into Newcastle for the NRLW Magic Round like in droves, right? Like they do for the men's at the moment. Yeah. So smaller stadium, pack it out. Queensland fans are crazy. They'll watch any form of rugby league. Maybe we'll see. Let's just see. The jury's out.
Yeah.
I hope it's a huge success. The girls will have a great time.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun for them to have that carnival vibe of all being there together.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure there'll be, we'll report back next week and see what it looks like from home. So of course, each and every week, we're trying to come up with ideas of how to make women's rugby league greater. It's back to me this week. And I think we need to throw back to something that people loved about the men's game back in the day, and I guess it's how the women is reflected now, still part-time, that they have occupations, they're doing lots of stuff Monday to Friday before they play, so why not celebrate that in the broadcast? And now I'm actually saying this out loud, I probably need to go back to work.
Yeah, this is something that
an idea
you need
for
to bring
my
up.
people at Fox, right? Okay, I'm putting pressure on myself here, but I'd like to see the occupation of the girls celebrated on their graphics. So just when they score a try, it's not just Jesse Southwell, the Newcastle halfback. It can be Jesse Southwell, whatever it is that she does. And again,
admin
off the top
assistant,
of my head, not sure what it is she does, but there are plenty of incredible jobs out there that the girls are doing. And I think it makes the athletes more relatable, and it may spark a bit more conversation amongst people about what these girls are doing as jugglers, as incredible role models,
as full, well-rounded
human beings.
Yes. Yeah, they have lives outside of rugby league as well, and that's something that's so special in the game at the moment. It won't always be like that, but let's celebrate it now, because that, we were talking off camera, but like, it endears you to, as fans, it endears you to a player if you know, you're a heavy diesel mechanic or you're a paramedic or whatever it might be. It's just so interesting.
And celebrate the differences, because the women's game definitely has
multifaceted athletes.
So we have an email from Anthony Reynolds. Before I get to it, Pam, of course we love hearing from our listeners. So email us at codenrl@news.com.au and we will get to the questions when we can on the end of the podcast. So this is Anthony's question to you, Pam. Hi guys, love the podcast and big fan of the NRLW. Do you think the women's state of origin should be 80-minute games? And this is now a fixed premium product, so why not give the broadcasters more quality footy? Keep up the great work, Anthony.
First of all, thank you for emailing in, Anthony. We love this. But yeah, why not? I think the players want this as well. I think perhaps that state of origin game is the game that could handle it the most. NRLW, I don't think is quite ready to do that yet.
The extra 10 minutes?
The extra 10 minutes is a lot. It will put a further strain on that 24-player squads that they have. That's an extra, I can't do the maths, but how extra couple of hours of game time per season as well. But for State of Origin, they can handle it. They are the elite of these players. And I think it would bring that fatigue factor into the game a little bit more towards the end of the games. I think, the players have spoken about wanting this, and would love to see it. What do you think?
Yeah, totally. More Origin, more
Origin.
More. Yeah, of course. I actually think, yes, it comes down to the girls being up for it, and I think, they're the premium product, they are the elite, so I'm sure that they would put their hand up and say they'd be up to playing the full 80.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Anthony. Great suggestion. That's another way to make women's rugby league greater. So their fans are helping us out there. Pam, we can't wait for Magic Round. Looking forward to seeing what Newcastle can put on for us. Thanks for joining me again. And hopefully the Raiders are not the hot topic next week.
I hope so. Yeah. We're rooting for you, Raiders. You got to turn it around.
Good luck, Darren.